Long ago, in the golden kingdom of Navira, there lived a king named Arman. He was not famous for battles or treasures. Other kingdoms did not fear him, and travelers rarely spoke of him beyond the borders of Navira. What made him different was his curiosity, his love for learning, and his belief that a kingdom's strength was not in gold or armies, but in the character and unity of its people. King Arman spent his days walking among his subjects, listening to their problems, watching how merchants traded, observing how children learned, and seeing how farmers struggled with their crops. The people respected him, yet many whispered that he was too gentle for a king. One morning, Arman climbed to the highest balcony of his palace and addressed the entire kingdom. His voice rang across the cobblestone streets and echoed in every courtyard. "I am going to build a palace that no one can see." The announcement caused an uproar. The ministers gasped, whispering nervously. "Your Majesty, have you lost your mind?" one asked. The merchants laughed loudly. "A palace no one can see? What a foolish idea!" Even the children, who loved fairy tales and magic, were puzzled. "Can a palace exist if no one can see it?" they asked each other. But the king only smiled, calm as the morning sun. "This palace will not be built with stone or gold," he said. "It will be built with actions, with courage, and with service. Only those who truly love this kingdom will help build it." The first days of confusion. At first, nothing seemed to happen. The streets remained the same. The markets continued their daily hustle. No workers carried stones, no carpenters measured wood. Many people dismissed the king's idea as foolish. Yet, quietly, some people began to act. A teacher named Lior opened his small, dusty classroom to children who had never received an education. He taught them reading, writing, and arithmetic, but also lessons in honesty, courage, and empathy. A farmer named Hamid repaired a broken road that connected two villages. He worked day and night, ensuring that wagons carrying food and supplies could travel safely. A young girl named Salma planted saplings along the dry riverbank, protecting the land from future floods and providing shade for travelers. A blacksmith named Farid repaired the tools of widows and poor farmers without asking for payment. The townspeople laughed at these acts. "The king asked for a palace, not charity," they said. But the people who served quietly did not mind. They continued their work, unnoticed by most, and observed only by the king, who often smiled from the palace balcony. The test of time. Months passed, seasons changed. The sun scorched the lands in summer, and the rivers froze in winter. Then, one fateful day, a violent storm descended upon Navira. Rain poured in sheets, winds tore through villages, and rivers overflowed their banks. Roads were destroyed, crops ruined, and houses collapsed. Panic spread across the kingdom. The ministers ran to the king. "Your Majesty! The kingdom is in danger! We cannot survive this disaster!" The king remained calm. "Then we must see who truly serves this kingdom," he said. And something remarkable happened. The repaired road allowed wagons carrying food, medicine, and supplies to reach villages that had been cut off by the flood. The trees planted by Salma slowed the raging river, saving dozens of homes. Children taught by Lior helped organize relief efforts for the elderly and sick. Tools repaired by Farid allowed farmers to rebuild their fields quickly. For the first time, the people realized that the invisible palace, built with kindness, courage, and selfless service, had saved the kingdom. The revelation. After the storm passed, King Arman summoned everyone to the central square. The crowd gathered, anxious to see if the king would finally reveal his mysterious palace. "Where is the palace I ordered?" the king asked. The ministers shuffled nervously. "Your Majesty." "There is no palace," one admitted. The people murmured. Some laughed nervously, thinking it was a joke. The king smiled, raised his hand, and said, "Look around you." The crowd looked carefully. The repaired roads, the trees standing tall, children helping the elderly, farmers working with new tools. These were the walls, the roof, and the gates of the invisible palace. "This is my palace," the king said. "It is not made of stone, but of service, courage, and unity. The walls are the people themselves. The gates are their dedication. The roof is their protection for one another, and together they form a fortress stronger than any building could ever be." Silence fell over the square. Then slowly applause began. The people realized the truth. Greatness is not measured by gold or walls, but by actions and character. Life after the invisible palace. From that day onward, Navira measured wealth not by coins or treasures, but by deeds. Parents taught their children the value of helping others. Mainrai.